Is Stacey Rusch deliberately stirring the pot on Real Housewives of Potomac? Newbie Tia Glover seems to think so, suggesting Stacey thrives in the drama. According to Tia, that's where she likes to be, and nothing is too far-fetched for her. Let's unpack this explosive claim and see what else Tia had to say about her rookie season and the other Potomac ladies. Tia Glover. The British-Nigerian beauty bringing a touch of English elegance to the Real Housewives of Potomac is quickly becoming a fan favorite. This high-powered global real estate advisor, loving wife, and mother of 4 has effortlessly navigated the show's tricky friendships, injecting her sharp wit and observations at just the right moments. I know I'm a bit different and a bit quirky, so I wasn't sure how I'd be received, Tia confessed. For the first couple of weeks, I wanted to be perfect. I quickly realized that I had to let that go because perfect is not something you can do. But Tia isn't the only new face gracing our screens this season. Angel Massie, another newbie, seems to be having a tougher time integrating with the group. I knew they would haze the new girls, but because we came in together, it would have been crazy if they hazed both of us at the same time, Tia chuckled. While Tia insists Angel is absolutely lovely, she acknowledges that things have been tough for her. Tia herself had a brief run-in with Ashley Darby at the Preakness Stakes after Ashley confronted Tia for calling her rude because she excluded Tia and Angel from a social invitation. One thing that I've learned to do well with 4 children is shut something down, Tia explained, reflecting on how she handled the situation. I want to find a resolution as quickly as possible. That's a mom skill if we've ever heard one. While Tia skillfully avoided the hot seat, it seems Stacey Rusch is drawn to it like a moth to a flame. During the ladies' first dinner in Nevis, Ashley Darby dropped a bombshell. Stacey allegedly had her eye on Chris Samuels, ex-husband of RHOP alum Monique Samuels, during Monique's divorce. Ouch. Stacey creates these situations for herself because then we are talking about Stacey, Tia observed. I think that's what she loves the most. Is Stacey genuinely interested in Chris, or is she simply craving attention? This is where things get interesting, and opinions are definitely divided. And this is the part most people miss. Is it fair to judge Stacey based on allegations alone? Later in the season, Monique Samuels is set to make a return. When asked about Monique, Tia had nothing but positive things to say. She just seems like a woman who's done a lot of work on herself and healed, Tia shared. She's a nice person. Will Monique's return stir up more drama with Stacey? Only time will tell. During her visit to the Decider studio, Tia chatted about her rookie season, her unique motherhood techniques, and who she's most excited to meet at BravoCon. Let's dive into the interview. Decider, Tia, you're flourishing on the Real Housewives of Potomac after just a few episodes. What drew you to join this dynamic group of women? Tia Glover, I was invited to join, and I thought it was a great opportunity. Why not? At least I can tick it off and say I've done it. Decider, were you at all intimidated before filming with these women? Tia Glover, I wouldn't say I was intimidated by the women. I was intimidated with filming and having these cameras in front of me. For the first couple of weeks, I wanted to be perfect. I quickly realized I had to let that go because perfect is not something you can do. The camera's not always going to get your best angle or your best mood. Also, it's hard anytime you come into a group with established friendships. I know I'm a bit different and a bit quirky, so I wasn't sure how I'd be received. I knew there could be a hazing process, so I was a little bit sheepish. Decider, I think you handled yourself beautifully. I know you already knew Giselle Bryant, but who made the best first impression out of the women you didn't know? Tia Glover, I would say that Kiarna Stewart was the warmest to me. She was the first person who picked up the phone and called me to say, okay, Here's how you navigate, here's what you do. She's been doing that ever since. So she's like my fairy godmother. To be honest with you, they've all been very warm and receptive. They've all given me their own tidbits of advice. They've all been quite kind to me. Decider, you worked as a celebrity stylist for years before transitioning into being a global real estate advisor. Why this career shift? Tia Glover, the honest answer is because of COVID. Nobody was going anywhere, and I was tired of dressing people from the waist up. A lot of the shops were closed, and I'm somebody who likes to go and feel the clothes. I like to shop, and it's even better when I'm shopping with other people's money. When I realized that I wasn't an essential worker, I had to think about what was next. Real estate was the answer. Somebody is always going to need a home. Real estate is chaotic, but less chaotic than styling, and you're helping people build wealth. You lose wealth when you keep acquiring clothes, but with property, you build wealth. So I really enjoy it. Decider, a star was born when you expertly handled the great Ashley Darby when she was trying to start mess over one of your tongue-in-cheek comments. What has it been like to watch social media latch on to that moment? Tia Glover, when you're in the moment, you're just reacting. What audiences didn't see is that we had this constant back and forth for a while. One thing that I've learned to do well with 4 children is shut something down. Mainly just because I actually don't want to engage in conflict. Conflict is never really my go-to. I want to find a resolution as quickly as possible. Ashley was not looking for resolution in that conversation. So I was like, well, what do you want to do, babe? Really? Fans are already obsessed with your family. What was their reaction when you were offered a spot on the show? Tia Glover. So my eldest, Ava Sienna, is my Beyoncé. She's the Beyoncé of the family. She was like, it's about time. Bravo needs me. My second, Alexis, is my little gangster. She was like, you're not cool, bro. And the twins, Nathaniel and Amaris, were just comme ci, comme ça. Decider, one of your motherhood mantras is you have to be marginally insane so that they, kids, know that you are capable of doing anything. How far along into your motherhood journey with 4 kids did you learn that? Tia Glover, I learned it from my mother because that's how I was raised. I think it's really important for them not to be able to predict your next move, especially with teenage girls. They have to know that I could pull up anywhere. They just know. However, I bring that same energy to advocate for them as well. They've always known that if something goes wrong at school, mommy is going to show up. I've made sure that they know that I am an attentive mother and I'm present. However, that same attention goes towards them when they're doing something they shouldn't be doing. I will pop up at any time and do anything that needs to be done. Decider, you have seamlessly come into this group, which has been a bit of a marvel to watch. Why do you think that your fellow newbie Angel is having such a difficult time? Tia Glover, I don't know about seamless, but definitely more seamless than Angel. I knew they would haze the new girls, but because we came in together, it would have been crazy if they hazed both of us at the same time. I think about this all the time because Angel is absolutely lovely. I don't know if Angel was a lower hanging fruit because she's American and they know more about her. She has a football player husband, so the group had more access to stuff that involved her. I think it's been tough for her, and I often give her advice. If I was in her situation, I don't know how well I'd be taking the treatment she has been receiving. It's been hard for her. Decider, another lady who also seems to be in the hot seat, is Stacey. Why do you think that is? Tia Glover, I think Stacey's in the hot seat because she likes to be there. Stacey creates these situations herself, because then we are talking about Stacey, and I think that's what she loves the most. Decider, I don't know how familiar you were with the history of this group, but had you ever heard of Chris Samuels before that dinner in Nevis? So I've watched the show, and he was mentioned, that I thought that was a throwback name. I thought his involvement with Stacey sounded far-fetched, but then I'm learning that nothing is too far-fetched for Stacey. Everything is very accessible to her. Monique Samuels is returning to the franchise later this season. What were your first impressions of her? Tia Glover. First, she's stunning, beautiful. We got to chatting quite deeply, and she just seems like a woman who's done a lot of work on herself and healed. She's in her zen space. I don't know how much time she wants to spend around this group of women if she wants to keep being zen. But I like her. She's a nice person. Decider. Obviously, you can't comment on Dr. Wendy's current situation, but I did notice that only you and Stacey left a supportive comment on her most recent social post. Were you disappointed that the other ladies didn't follow suit? Tia Glover. I didn't look to see. Obviously, I wrote that comment out of how I felt. So I'm not looking to see, oh, did this person do it? So that's news to me. I think everybody has a different relationship with Wendy. I'm not super close to her, but I got to know her when I came into this group, which was in April. She's been very kind and supportive towards me. We've double dated once or twice. She called me before the show was coming out to share some tidbits. So I was very sad when I saw the news, and my heart goes out to her children. She has a beautiful family, so it's sad what's happening. There's so much I don't know about her situation, but I think it is difficult for anybody to be under this kind of extreme scrutiny. I'm aware of the allegations, but this is somebody we work with, we drink with, we break bread with. She's going through a challenging time. She needs our support. Decider, BravoCon is just around the corner, and you have a panel on the very first day. How are you feeling? Tia Glover, I'm just a baby. This is all very new to me. So I'm feeling a bit nervous, but excited. I'm a Bravo fan, so I have to remember that I'm now working at Bravo. I can't foot out, as they say, but I'm excited. Decider, as a Bravo fan, who are you looking forward to meeting? Tia Glover, so many people. I'm keen to meet Portia Williams because we have a lot of friends in common, and she goes to Nigeria quite a bit. I'd like to meet the Dubai girls. My sister lives in Dubai. I'd like to catch up with Dr. Jackie Walters. Jackie was my doctor when I had Sienna, and it's always comforting to see her because she's a dear friend. Decider, it's always crazy to me what a small world this is. Tia Glover, I know. I remember when she started Married to Medicine, I was like, why is she doing that? I watched and discovered that she is truly herself on the show. She's such a remarkable woman, and she's somebody I spoke to when I was considering the offer to be on RHOP. If you had told me then that I would be following her footsteps, I would have said absolutely not. Real Housewives of Potomac airs Sundays at 8/7 on Bravo. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think Stacey Rusch is deliberately creating drama, or is she just misunderstood? And what do you make of Monique's return? Share your thoughts in the comments below.